Easy Paint with me on a Sunday. This is number 11. So today these are the colours that I'm going to be using. We've got Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, we have got Burnt Sienna, we've got Cascade Green, Payne's Grey and Buff Titanium. So if you haven't got Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, you could just use a turquoise, and if you haven't got Cascade Green, you could pick a green. So those are the colours that we're going to be using, and I'm going to start off today by giving myself, well, for starters, a bigger brush. So let's start off with my big size 12 because I want to get a background in, and to do that I want to mix, so I need a mixing palette. I want to mix my Buff Titanium and my Burnt Sienna, and get a kind of a peachy kind of background, but I want it to be quite pale. There you go. So let's wet this down and add in this kind of very pale background. Might need to mix a bit more up. Oh, that's gone too, can you see? That's gone too dark. So we'll just add a bit more Buff Titanium to it. So pale is the word that we want here. And if you just want to add water to keep it pale, then obviously you can do that. So there we go. I have got a very, very pale peach background going on. I'm going to see if my light helps you to see that any better. Okay, so when I change my light, I think you can probably see it slightly better, but it is there. Right, we need this. Well, actually, no, we don't need it to dry. Let's not leave it to dry. Let us just make up a bit more of this peachy colour. Maybe just slightly more Burnt Sienna in it. And while it's still wet, I'm just going to do some little dabs so that these look like little flowers in the background here. There we go. So just very faint in the background. And I think we'll add a bit more of the Buff Titanium to it. And then we'll put a few over this side. These like little clusters of flowers in the background. And we'll also take some of the Cascade Green and we'll pop a few of them just in the background there, like so. And then with our peachy colour here, I'm just going to get some kind of stripes going down. And we'll add some green stripes. So I'll just add some stripy bits there. And with our green that's very pale, we'll just make some kind of leafy shape going on in the background there. So this is all our background that's quite delicate, really. And then maybe we'll have another kind of, I don't know, big leafy kind of shape going on over here. We can even pull something down there. Okay, so this is basically, in fact, I'm going to add a bit more of the, just going to add a bit more of the burnt sienna in here. On top of some of those ones that were quite faint. And a little bit of the green in there with it, I think. Okay, so I think I'm going to dry this now. So let's give this a bit of a blast with the heat gun. Perfect, that is now dry. So still with my size 8, I only really used my size 12 for the kind of peachy background. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. And we're back. Right, let's get something in the middle here. And let's use our Cascade Green with a bit of the Payne's Grey. I'm just going to get a little stalk coming down. And then we want some bits coming off. And then I'm just going to water that right down. And I'm going to put some circles. So keeping everything nice and easy to do. And now we've got those little circles going on. Then let's take our burnt sienna. And I think we will get, let's see, let's get quite a big leaf in here. Like so. We've got one big leaf there. Let's go back to our really dark green that we've got from our Cascade Green and Payne's Grey. And let's get some Which way do I want to go with this? Yeah, maybe we'll go this way. And we'll have it going off the page. And I've made a bit of a mess of that. So we'll go like that. Just because. And I'm going to put some smaller leaves. And I'm just going to add some of that Cascade green into it. Oh, that is lovely. I love Cascade green. And maybe we'll have one coming across here. And we'll do that with more of the Cascade green. Like that. So we're gradually building our picture up. I need some more leaves on here. I'm going to add some of burnt sienna in as well. So I've got kind of like, you know, I'm going between the colours to actually get this lovely effect where we're getting the two colours kind of mingled together. And, you know, don't be afraid to go across or over the washi tape or masking tape, whatever it is that you're using. So we're just adding in some other colours here, basically. I want to get an even smaller brush. So I'm going to go with this kind of rigger brush. It's not the smallest rigger, it's probably a size 2 when it comes to riggers. And using my mixture of colours here, I'm just going to get some little lines in. I feel like I need something here. So I think going back to my size 8 and my burnt sienna, I feel like I want to make a kind of a leaf coming up here, but fainter almost. So that it's just more in the background. It kind of felt as though there was something missing there. Right. Next, bleed proof white. I'm just using my little rigger brush here and just going to get a few little white dots in on these little planty bits that I added in. So we've got that little bit with the white in there. And to kind of echo that on the other side, I think I'm going to come across with the white on its own. which, because it's bleed proof white, will go over the other things that are there. So don't want to go too berserk with our bleed proof white, but we've got a little bit of white in there now. And perhaps we could just and I want to soften that a little bit, so with a damp brush I'm just going to let that bleed out a little bit around the edge. So they've got this little, there, that's better. Okay, now let's take a bit more of our Payne's grey. And notice most of the time I just keep mixing with the colours that are already in there. This is what gives us the kind of cohesion. So we can get a little bit of leaf detail in there on those ones. And maybe we'll just put a little line on those, just to give them something else. I feel like I need to go over this one a bit more. I'm just using the straight burnt sienna for this, and I just feel like I need to get that detail in there a little bit more. Okay, let's now, and I'll use my size 8 brush again, let's get this darker colour. And I'll put that on that side, and then we'll take our burnt sienna and put that on this side. Okay. There. So we have this really delicate, I'm going to take the, let's just move that one out the way a minute, and that one, right, and that one. So you can see this is quite a delicate little painting. Let's get this washi tape off. And I think that is a lovely little spring wildflower something. Yeah, I like it. It's delicate and it's pretty. Yeah, and I hope that these easy paint with me's are easy. If there's anything that I'm not explaining terribly well, then do let me know in the comments. Remember, you can share yours if you decide to have a go on my Discord server or on my Substack chat. Both of those are for free, so do do go and have a little look. And yeah, thank you everyone, and I'll see you next Sunday for some more easy paint with me.